This episode is sponsored by DroneWorks Ireland, your go-to place when it comes to buying a drone, repairing a drone, and also when you need professionals to carry out any aerial work you may need. Check out their website at www.droneworksireland.ie. This podcast is brought to you by Hoare Chartered Accountants. Hoare Chartered Accountants are based in Galway City and are a leading provider of audit, accountancy and taxation services. For more information, visit hoarecharteredaccountants.ie.
Carl, massive win.
Massive win, yeah. Jeez, it's a relief now to get that win. Letchermore, it was a hard game with Letchermore last year and same again this year, like nothing easy with them, and it's a very tight game, I suppose.
How hard do you find it to, try and control a game in those new rules? That game was topsy-turvy all the way through. It's very hard to try and control that game.
Yeah, it is. I suppose conditions were tough enough as well. It was a greasy ball, and we've been training, I suppose, on dry ground all year, so I suppose it's tough. The new rules, we've adapted to them now at this stage, I suppose, from last year. I suppose just keeping 3 up and 3 back just takes a lot of communication, I suppose.
And having that this win now on your back after, I would say, disappointing loss against John Maher, the way it ended, having that win now was huge into the last round.
Yeah, look, at John Maher was an awful hard one to take, after scoring 5-13 and not winning the game, But we knew we played well in that game, just unlucky, just to tidy up on a couple of things and get over the line in against Letchermore.
It seems to be always a massive thing whenever teams play Letchermore, especially here in the stadium, the physicality of the games, but you seem to handle that very well. Your discipline was very good all game.
Yeah, it seemed like a good game, I suppose. I'm not sure what it was like to watch on the sideline now, but it was a hard-fought game now, very tight, and it could have gone either way there now, in fairness. It's Letchermore, they were right in it right till the end.
Well done. You're on the right side of injury time drama today compared to the first round.
Yeah, I suppose it was a massive disappointment last weekend. A lot of us felt we were rolled off going into that Dunmore game, and we had a point to prove to a lot of people. So I thought we did that against Dunmore, and I suppose it just brought the positives that we had that game, and just it came down to pure grit and determination today. I think the boys kept them out there towards the end, and look, I think we just got on top and fully deserving of the win today, I think.
The way in which you lost against Dunmore, was it hard then to lift spirits in training, given the nature of the defeat, or was there, you spoke about the positives, there was so many of them to take, was it easy to get back up again for this game today?
I suppose it was really just getting back into training on Tuesday. The boys brought a great attitude. Look, it didn't take much to get us back. We knew that there was a lot of positives to take, and we kind of just figured out what the negatives were. We reviewed it. Defensively, we weren't good enough. It was 4-17 we conceded, which just isn't good enough. So we just took the positives and brought them in today, and thankfully we're on the right side of it. Injury time winner today.
Yeah. On a personal level, you must be delighted with your own form at the minute. I think 9 points again today, following on from 2-9. Things are going well for you. We're
going alright, yeah. I suppose it's been a difficult enough year. That Dunmore game was actually my first game in 3 months, so it was hard watching the boys all year. I'm just delighted to be back out there helping the team as best I can, and be it kicking scores or trying to track back and turn over ball, do whatever, it doesn't matter.
In a good position now to go on to the preliminary quarterfinals. You've one more group game left against McHugh, defending champions. That's gonna be a real great opportunity for you to test yourselves again.
Yeah, look, I suppose we'll be coming into that game with no weight on our shoulders really. We have 2 points on the board. We still want to try and get more on the board, but look, we know the animal that we're facing in McHugh, and we'll just do as best we can to put up a good fight, and we're going out to try and win that game, no doubt, but look, we'll see how we go.
So delighted now to be joined by Owen Gallagher. First off, Owen, I'm sure you're glad to be back in McHugh colours.
Yeah, delighted to be back. Obviously, the lads did all right with me last year. Watching it was great to win the winner last year and come so close to Connacht, but yeah, I just got the hunger back. Wanted to move back down here for work, so back this year, and yeah, good to get going, get a first start and get a win.
A real battle there, wasn't it?
Yeah, we knew Dunmore, we played them 2 years ago down here, and got away with the skin of our teeth. They had us, I think, about 10 points at half time that day, and it was a real struggle to get back in. So we knew they were in for the same again today, that they've devastated attack. They're scoring against Monterey. We watched them. It's incredible. They've got threats all over the attack, runners from deep, real athleticism. So yeah, we knew it was going to be real battles, but we prepared for them and focused on our attack a lot of work in the last 2 weeks. On our attack, I think we showed out the scoreboard when we put 316. It's good scoring for a kind of windy, wet day.
You must be delighted with the third quarter. You had it level, but those 10 minutes you really took control and I suppose grabbed it when the game was there in the melting pot.
Yeah, we were saying at half time we'd come put the hammer down straight away from the throw in the second half. And we didn't really do that the first 5 minutes. We let them get 2 scores. We were quite wasteful in front of goal the first 5 or 6 minutes, but then now Walsh kicked a couple of 2s and we started taking the scores and got moving, and we got our fast attack is what we've been kind of looking at. Got that going, and once we kick into gear, like we have athleticism all over the pitch. We've some really good subs came on, add another dimension, and we got control of the game, and then I think we were able to kind of keep them at arm's reach. But like I saw they never stopped coming at us, and you can't really switch off, especially with these diverse. There's lightning attacks, and if you switch off for 2 minutes, they can have a goal, a couple 2-pointers, and right back in the game. But yeah, I think we really put the hammer down for 10 minutes, and kind of really just got top of it.
I suppose this win now puts you in a great spot to go and top the group. It guarantees knockout football anyways, but I suppose to get that, first place finish in the group, it's going to be huge, and I suppose a 4-week break too is huge for teams to get bodies right.
Yeah, that's what we've been targeted from the start. We want to top the group, and that 4 weeks over having to play the prelims massive. We've a couple of lads come back from injury, we've a couple of lads still come back into the panel, and you want that 4 weeks of block of training. You give lads a couple of days rest after the last group game. If you top, and then you can really hit 3.5 weeks hard preparation, and you can almost do like a pre-season again in itself. So it's a target of ours to win every game and top the group, and that's really the more obviously want to be one of the big sides in this group. But after the win the other day, we'll have to win to do that. And Montevideo were very lucky not to win, and that obviously showed that their attacking threat. And like Glen Kelly scored like 2-9, so they have threats over the pitch. So we'll be prepared the same for them in 2 weeks' time, and hopefully go 3 from 3, and then we can get everything together for the 4 weeks and go into the quarterfinals.
This competition's in a really healthy place. I was looking at the subs there you were bringing on, and I suppose Sean to come back in, Desi to come in, Cook to come back in. It must feel like the squad's in a really healthy place.
I can have subs when we have Sean and Desi and Cookie. Can have their under place now. It's great that they're coming back from injury and from abroad, and he's just George to get back this week. I just can get back to fitness. Mikey Maughan and Johnny Maloney. Every week we have more lads come back in, and then the lads who've been there have obviously been put in a great league. So we're building loads of experience, because you need, at this level, you need 20, 25 players who are going to play. You need 30, 35 training to push the competition. So that's what we've been trying to do: build that bigger squad, build the youth, find a couple more players every year who can contribute, like Mark Hines, Sean O'Connor, the young lads who come in the last year or two and have really cemented the place and pushing for positions, and Charlie Cox there. So if you find 2 or 3 more every year, and you build that squad, that's keep people fit. That's what's going to need, because you don't know injury, suspension, you don't know what's going to happen. So you just need to have competition off the pitch, and I think we're really putting that together.
Just finally for me, you're obviously county champions. There's a real eagerness obviously here to go back to back, but James Hoare obviously is in the backroom team this year. What's he bringing? Is it just that something different maybe that you're looking for to push things on?
Yeah, he's obviously elite. He's been at the highest level of the game, highest level professionally. He knows just about performance, he knows about football, but he's bringing a fresh pair of eyes. Obviously they were county champions last year, but you're always looking to add something else. If you stay doing the same thing, every team will catch up to you. They'll overtake you. So you need it's evolution, not revolution, as we always say. So always trying to add another concept, another string to your bow. And James Horan's up fresh to the eyes from outside, something different. Doing a lot of stuff in our attack. Just trying to develop that fast attack, and I think we kind of showed that today. In parts we were also a bit sloppy, and he will fix that. But trying to just develop that with these new rules, the space, just get going direct and moving the ball, getting the head up. But yeah, it's a fresh pair of eyes is probably the main thing for us.
Chairman, so how do you make sense of that?
Yeah, we didn't panic at half time, to be fair. The lads knew themselves. They left a bit in the first half, a lot of turnovers, a lot of silly mistakes. And we're in this position against Tuam, and I think we learned a lot from that. We panicked a lot against Tuam very early. Now, Tuam are a quality team, don't get me wrong, but at the same time we were very disappointed with the way we approached the second half against Tuam, and felt we left a performance behind us. And to be fair, what we asked them at half time, we got out of them in the second half, and we had hoped it was coming. We wanted to see could we get it, and it was great to get it in the end.
I suppose shackles were probably off in the second half. You just had to throw everything at James's.
Yeah, we knew we had nothing to lose. We knew James's it was going to be a nip and tuck game for the whole thing. You see things like Johnny Dewan, a quality player, coming off. You think maybe it's your day then, and then we conceded a lot of scores going in. So we knew we just had to regroup and just give ourselves an opportunity to get to play our way into the second half. And we had a couple of wides at the start of the second half, but I think as we settled down, we just really got a hold of the game, and our bigger players came in and look, when you have Matthew Tierney and you're asking him to give you a bit around the middle and also to contribute in the scoreboard, when he takes that responsibility and puts himself in full forward and comes out with a clean catch and a rocket to the top corner, I mean, you can really see the boost he gave the lads then. So it was very pleasing from that point of view.
Matthew's goal, James Lowry got a 2-pointer as well. That was outrageous.
James Lowry,
Eric Lee, Niley, like key scores there to settle you back into it.
Yeah, like James got some outrageous ones out here under the stand in front of us. They were absolutely fantastic, and he was one of the lads that really gave us a driving force in the first half as well. So it was brilliant for James. He's a young player coming through there for the last couple of years, and he really stood up today. And yeah, like we got an awful lot of scores then, and that's what we're good at. When we're on top, we can really go after teams, but it's just we have a bit to figure out of why we have to let teams go that bit far ahead of us.
The goal then towards the end, I suppose, it just seals a bit of comfort then.
Yeah, it was nice to get, and look, unfortunately, I didn't see what happened down there. James had lost a few players at that stage, it's unfortunate as well. But it's something we've tried to just hammer home to the lads as well. Like, you know, we create a lot of goal chances in games, and we don't often take them. So it was great to see that we kept going to the very end there. It was brilliant.
In terms of the group then, to get a win is massive. Like this group could even come down to scoring difference, so it would not surprise anyone.
Absolutely, like, you know, Annadown will give they'll have no fear going and playing Tuam. They've played them their whole lives. Over in North Board, they'll have no fear whatsoever going over and playing them tomorrow, and we'll just have to wait and see what that result comes up. But like, I would not be surprised if everyone has something to play for, to whether it be first, second, third or fourth in the last game. Not at all would I be surprised. So we've just got to regroup now, and we know we're playing Annadown, and we know we're going to get another tough game there. So get our feet back on the ground for 2 weeks, try and get some of the injuries cleared up, and we'll hopefully be able to have some sort of a similar performance as that.
Just finally then, how pleasing is it to get a win? Because obviously it was losers versus losers. You knew what was sort of at stake coming into this one.
Yeah, like we were the only team without a point in the group coming in, so it was really important, because like nobody wants to be in relegation. You see with the results last week or 2 weeks ago, there's so many teams on the same level. Maybe the top four slightly ahead, but everybody else would fancy playing everybody else at any given stage. So to come out with a win like that is huge for us. It really kind of gives us a good opportunity now to maybe look forward. But if you lose today, if we lost today and had 0 points going in the next day, like we're in knockout relegation then at that stage. So it's something we really went after.
Joined now by Annadown manager Norman O'Brien. Norman, it must be sweet. You've been beaten by Tuam in the last 2 seasons, so to get one over them, you must be relieved now.
It's huge. Like Tuam are such a good side. Like we were very unlucky 2 years ago in the quarter final. I thought we were going to win that game, and we just were probably a year or two too early. Then last year we was a rubber duck game. We were out of the championship with all the injuries, so we spared everyone, and we didn't. But I think we should actually played well here last year, and it kind of springboarded us to get the result against Michaels. But we've everyone back at the moment now, bar Ethan Ford, who was away this weekend, and if we can get when we've everyone, we're okay. Like, so that's our thing, is can we keep everyone available? That was our target, to get everyone for August, and we got them. So we're happy with it, in fairness. Yeah.
You must be delighted with the start to build up that 7-point lead with the breeze as well. You were in a great position at half time.
Yeah, well, look, we knew we were going to have to. It's going to go down. Like, no more than the James game, we knew it was going to go to the very last minute of every game, because we're not that far ahead of anyone, and we know we can give anyone a game. So like we're not going to hammer anyone, but we can stay in the games. Belief starts to grow, momentum starts to grow. You never know what happened.
You must be delighted with the character there, because you weren't winning the kick-out for a long period. They had it back to 1 fairly early, but for your lads to stay at it and I suppose not let it get to them.
Well, Tuam were always going to have a purple patch. Like that, football now is like it was 25, 30 years ago. There's purple patches, and like by the purple patch, we just had to hang in there, and we hung in there. And then we had our own little purple patch, and we were looking at to get another goal. Probably looking at to get a goal in the first half with the crossbar. Then we were probably looking at the one that hopped over the bar. But hey, without luck, as we seen a few weeks ago in Crow Park, you need those little bounces every now and again, because without that you're in a world of trouble.
I suppose that goal gave you a bit of breathing space, but then I suppose they got it right back at the end, and Ruben even stepping over the sideline.
Well, I was thinking when he was going for the 2 that time, I said this must be the last kick. So we did have a little word at half-time with the referee. We thought we didn't get enough extra time with the way the goalie was taking his time when he got 2 minutes. So we did give him that little reminder. And in fairness, I suppose he didn't play as much as maybe he could have there. But we'll take it, because we were well valuable for our win today. We would be a bitch if we got caught out.
Just a word on Damien. Like, you can see his presence bringing other players into the game, but such an outlet for you today.
He's different gravy. He's our leader. Lionel Messi. We know if we can get ball into him, he'll take handling, and we also know that he's just such a leader, and he's had it down through and through, and that's what you want. And your captain, like him and James Healy, are the two captains, and they're both had it down through and through. That's what it's all about. Like,
You're really developing a young team here too, like, because outside of Damien and I'd say 4 or 5 others, like a lot of these players still under the age of 23 here.
Oh yeah, we had a really good under-19 campaign last year. People kind of missed that. We did a lot of work with the under-19s last year, and they could have easily got to and won the under-19A. When you're playing under-19A, you'll have a few players coming through. But we've a really good second team this year now as well. That we're hoping that we won't have to pull too many players off. But if we can keep it together now and keep our feet in the ground over the next 2 weeks and see how we go against Clare, that'll be another massive test again. But at least we're the positive side of it, and that's the most important thing.
I suppose knockout football secured now, not top spot secured yet, but I suppose it just shows what can happen in the space of 12 months to be in a relegation semi-final last year.
We did huge work last year. Like, we had a really good team built last year, and we lost 7 lads right the week before the championship. Tara McAndrew, the 2 Quins, Damo, Stephen Curley broke his ankle, and there's a few more, and all of a sudden we're down to the bare bones, and that happens any year for any club. You're in trouble. Like, we don't have that pool of players of that quality that we can cover them. So we did really good work year one. We did massive work last year. I thought we had actually a better team built last year, but we just didn't get them on the grass. This year it's a rebuild again. This is probably our 3rd team built in 3 years. That's the killer of it. Like, but if we could keep everyone around, like Lee Murphy went after year 1, he was a massive. We'd massive work put into him, and he'd improved immensely. He's now a county player with London. But again, if we could keep everyone around, that's the big thing in and down. There seems to be more lads gone than there is around. But if you could actually gather up everyone's around the world, we'd have a right good team. Yeah.
And you'd be keen now to go after top spot against Clare in 2 weeks' time and try and secure, I suppose, straight into that quarter final.
Yeah, well, we'd have to try and make sure that we try and get a result there, because we know ourselves that you can't come off the gas, like you need the momentum, and so we'll just see how it goes. Look, we'll take it game by game. It'll be a big test again, probably be in Pearse Stadium, so that'll be a different pitch again. But we don't mind Kenny Park. We've had 2 good weeks in Kenny Park, in fairness. Yeah.
John, job done into the quarterfinals, comprehensive victory here today. What are the immediate thoughts?
Yeah, really happy with it. We took the foot off the gas for the last 10 minutes, but proud of the lads today. We put in a really good effort for most of the game, and it's good to see a few lads coming back from the States and having a good impact for us. So yeah, happy out with the day's work.
There aren't too many club teams in Galway that can be so far ahead at half time and then bring on the likes of Charlie Power and Colin Sweeney. Your strength and depth it's not too many that can boast that.
Yeah, we had a strong win now in the first half, and Rob and Matty Thompson kicked some really good too. So yeah, that gave us a good lead going in. But yeah, we're delighted to have the lads back. It's a big lift for us all around the club.
Matty especially, I'm sure, given the injury troubles he's had over the last few months. Great to have him back.
Absolutely. I think the last time he played a pitch or a game in Ireland was against Leitrim in the FBD. So he was delighted to be back today, and to see him play 40 minutes and have such a good game is such a lift for us. Yeah.
Caltrin out to come in the final group game, but as I said already there's no point saying otherwise. The aim for yourselves is to win the senior championship this year.
Yeah, absolutely. But we've another game in 2 weeks, and Caltrin will be up for it. They got a draw yesterday, so there's still plenty for them to play for, no more than ourselves. So we're really looking forward to that game in 2 weeks.
So delighted now to be joined by Clare Galway manager Austin Salmon. Austin, first off, I'm sure you're relieved to get your first win of the campaign.
It's 100% relief. We're right up to the very end. 2 point. They have a lot of 2 point kickers there. That game, until it's over, the way the rules are gone, you're never over the gap. We're out over the line until the final whistle. So delighted. At least we're back in it now. We drive on, because these are nervous day for both of us. Planning ourselves was all about just getting over the line today, and now we start.
It was really a season-defining game, wasn't it?
Massive.
Coming into this for both sides, particularly after both of you losing your first game.
No one wants to be in the next couple of weeks where you're facing into relegation battle, and I think that avoids relegation battle for us. So from here on, let's let loose and let's see what we can do now with ourselves, and probably just go head to head and see where we go. So
it was almost a carbon copy of the Kerfing game, the goals again in the first half, and I suppose it gave you that control in that first half.
Yeah, when we're good, we're good. It's when we're not, it can't be detrimental. That's our issue. You kind of have to hang in there when it's not going well for you. And we're decent when it's going well for us. We just got a bit more battle hardened when it's not going right, and make sure the game isn't over when in those couple of minutes. But yeah, look, hats off. We're still down. We're still down 7 or 8 starters, and we've depleted our intermediates. The poor lads are playing tomorrow, and yeah, look, they're pull apart. But look, if we got over the line today, and that's what we want. So
Probably testament to the squad too, without Jack Mullen and Jason Riley. Like, big losses today, but it afforded, I suppose, opportunities for other players to come in then.
yeah, Barry Goldrick and Campbell only back since Thursday, and Luke Connor only back since Monday. So you know they're starting to fill back in. But Sean Moore hopefully come back from injury now as well. So yeah, look at Mark King. Jeez, I could keep going with a list of them anyway. So get them all back in the field. It'd be a lovely problem to have having a selection. We didn't have a whole lot of selection issues this time, and we had the 3 or 4 to come on there. But it was easy decisions who was coming on really for what we left to pick from. So, but yeah, look at season starts now.
When you see how that second half went, you must be, I suppose, satisfied with it, because I suppose you're in the lead against Carfin at half time, and unfortunately you lost a man and they probably took control. So I suppose it was just about keeping that control for you in that second half.
Yeah, look, I suppose the biggest word we've used in the last 2 weeks has been resilience, and we didn't show enough of it against Carfin. And when they came at us, we learned a lot about what we're champions and what they've done. They really came at us, and we didn't stand up tough enough, and then when we were man down, we just depleted altogether. So we really worked home on that for the last couple of weeks. Plenty talking, plenty soul searching, but look, we come out the right side of it today, and yeah, just drive on now and see where it goes.
Just finally, Montpellier Mala obviously to come for you, but it's a really young group you have in Clare Galway at the minute, but you must have really felt they came of age today, because there was pressure coming into this for your side today.
Massive pressure. You could feel in the dressing room, as much as we tried to talk down the game and say it's like another game, the reality is it isn't. That was you call it there, a season defining game for both teams, and look at the prize and offer was survival one and going forward too. So it was a massive one for us, and thankfully it came out the right side of it.
Joined by Dylan McHugh after their win over Montpellier Malach. Dylan, congratulations. That's you through to the knockouts, but most importantly, you have top spot secured in the group.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been our, I suppose, ambition at the start of the group. We probably didn't realise that it could have happened today, but yeah, delighted with the 2 wins and plenty to work on, which is where you want to be.
And obviously today it was a very dominant win. Obviously half time you went in down by 1, but like the Clare Galway game, you came out of the blocks flying after the second half and you really took charge.
Yeah, that's it. We were probably a small bit disappointed at half time with where we were. Thought we'd done a lot of good stuff and we're still down. But yeah, came out second half, did well. Now probably a small bit disappointed that they came back in, but look, Montpellier were a good team. It'll take a great team to knock them out of the championship, so just happy to come away with a win. And
just in another similarity to the Clare Galway game, 2 pointers that came into your side especially as well. Yourself, I feel like I should kiss your 2 feet with them 2 that you put over. 5 2-pointers against Clare Galway and 5 today. That's something you're really aiming for, it seems like.
Yeah, it is and it isn't. Like I wouldn't probably be the biggest 2-point kicker ever, but probably given a lot of space on the edge of the arc and probably just shot. One thing that management are big on is just taking plenty of shots, killing the ball and trying to set up from kickouts. So look, to be honest, the 2-pointers haven't been something we've really gone after, but I think in just the last 2 games they've probably just lend themselves to us and we've just taken them on.
And then to work to the other side of the ball, the first half your defending was absolutely outstanding. I think it was only after the 8th minute when Leo Donovan got his second point, they didn't score another point from play for the rest of the first half, and then obviously they didn't put over too many in the second half either. I think it was only 5 they got over. Just that must be really satisfying as a defender, but also for your management team and the whole team as well, to see that sort of defensive effort put in.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like you said there, I think a lot of our defending in the first half was very good. Small bit of discipline. I think they probably got 5 or 6 points from dead balls, so that's something we probably just need to work on. But in open play, I thought we were happy enough, and probably defended very well until probably the last 10 minutes there, where they started to put in a few balls. And yeah, that's just something to work on, but overall we'll be happy enough.
And especially as well, would around the arc be a concern? I think it was two frees that Michael Foley from the Montpellier Malach goal had put over. Just something that could be to use for watch now in the rest of the championship.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said there, I think a lot of our in-play defending was quite good, and it's just that kind of discipline around the arc it's something every team's going after, and I suppose Montpellier would probably say the same thing. We probably got a few frees in the arc as well, so it's something every team's going after, and we'll chase that as well.
By Owen Gallagher after absolute humdinger of a game in Tuam Stadium, which has ended in a draw. Just your thoughts on the last couple of minutes there, Owen. That was absolutely helter-skelter.
Helter-skelter. To test a man's heart anyway, I'll tell you that much for nothing. No, I was delighted with them. After conceding the third goal, it looked like it had slipped away. Worked hard, got back in, we got the 2-pointer, and Owen's equaliser at the finish was fantastic.
But you went down so many times in the game, but you always find a way to work back. It's something that's in you. It's always been in you. A couple of years ago against Corofin in the semi-final, you always found a way to challenge them despite being a good bit back. But it's just something that Milltown do.
Yeah, I'd like if we could change that, and maybe I'd have to work as hard. But fair play to them. It's tough.
Just around the middle of the field in your kickouts today, the likes of Andrew McHugh, he got a lot of breaking balls, but Terry Godwin was absolutely superb around the middle today. I think Anthony put his hand up for 80% of the time he came down with it.
He was phenomenal today. Chipped in with a good few scores as well. We need that from the likes of him. And from all the younger lads, they need to step it up in the air.
I think it was from my count, he only lost 5 of your own kickouts, and I think it was about 50-50 on counters. It was superb from around the middle from your side today. And just as well, on the young kids who came on to the likes of Andrew Keogh, he did outstanding. But Dara Costigan's had such a big impact when he came on today.
Yeah.
The experience from them two from the Galway minor team last year, they're surely proving so well to you.
They are, yeah. Look, they're a big addition to the team. Dara was just nursing a bit of an injury there. That's why he didn't start. They're good footballers and they're good to have.
But of course, you can never forget the old guard. Mike Martin, 9 points today. Owen Ranyan, just another superb performance from him, and obviously he got the game leveler. Just you can always rely on them to teach the young lads, and the young lads always give them a bit of competition.
Absolutely.
And just now, heading into your last game, you have a point on the board now, your first of the campaign, and going up against Barna, it's going to be an absolute tight finish now to the group stage for you.
Yeah, well, look, it's as simple as this. We got to go and beat Barna, I suppose, and it's up to the lads, how we approach that. And look, I suppose we've got to beat Barna. I suppose that's it. No matter what happens today, I think that's our primary objective is to beat Barna. See where we get from there.
Here by Gabriel Naughton after their sensational draw against Milltown. Gabriel, what a game from a neutral's perspective, but for your own side, you must be a bit frustrated.
I'm not frustrated, to be honest. I'm very, very proud of them. We had mapped out a game plan in terms of how we wanted to set up and play, and I thought they executed it very well. And I thought they pretty much left everything on the field. Look, yeah, maybe the frustration is, they need the last kick of the game to draw the match. I'm sure Milltown will think they deserved a draw. It was probably a fair result at the end. But no, my major sense is one of just great pride in the performance.
Yeah, and just it was a sensation. You were unlucky there against Barna last week, but to respond like that and put in such a good shift against a side who gave the guys of Salthill and Knocknacarra a good going, you must be really happy. You did say it yourself, it's just absolute pride in your team. A great effort after losing and knowing you're up against the Kosh this week to have to get a result.
Yeah, look, most people probably aren't aware of the number of players that we have unavailable this year in comparison to last year. They're probably more aware of maybe some of the more established sides, or don't maybe look at clubs in terms of their homework. We're short a lot of players this year, look, we are disappointed with the performance against Barna. Bottom line is it wasn't good enough to get us a positive result. Today was much better. It was close to getting us a win, but just going back to what I said a moment ago, still really, really proud of our fellas. Obviously
the goals were such a big impact in that game, and they came at the right times too, and obviously you can always rely on Alan Naughton to get yourself a goal, he's always just such a reliable player. I think it was 1-5 he kicked today, just such a stalwart for you through last year and this year as well. He's been such a great hand.
Yeah, look, he's very established on our team now. But we left a couple of goal chances behind us as well. I know we scored 3. We had a couple of other really good goal chances, but look, it wasn't just Alan. We were happy with our return from up front, but ultimately still wasn't enough to get us the 2 points.
Obviously the momentum which has shifted so much throughout that game. You build up a lead and then Milltown to come back. Milltown build a bit of a lead, but then you come back. And throughout the end there, there was 4 points. You were 4 points ahead with a couple of minutes to go, and then Milltown stormed up the pitch. They got that 2-point free. I think Mike Martin, he kicked today 3 2-point frees. Is discipline around the arc an issue that you'd like to look at against the upcoming game against Salthill?
I don't know if it's necessarily that. We did concede quite a bit from threes. But look, we're under a lot of pressure as well. Look, that's obviously something we look at. But look, I wouldn't have expected anything else from Milltown. We could have been 6 or 7 up, and I'd have still expected them to come back at us. And with the new rules and obviously the option to kick 2-pointers, the game is never over until the ref blows the final whistle. And they're a great side, long-established side. We can learn a lot from that as well in terms of the way they set in the game. But look, we're happy enough with the draw. Very happy with the performance.
And finally, now Salting knocked the car next week, and in 2 weeks' time, a Goliath testing for your team. But after the way you played today, you might be able to get something out of that game.
Well, sure, that's obviously what we're going to plan to do for the next couple of weeks. There's no games, there's no given games in this championship. Look, we need to rest up for a few days. We need to take stock in terms of where we're at. Assess players in terms of injuries, see if there's maybe 1 or 2 more players we could have back for the Salt Hill game. But look, we got promoted last year to play Milltown and Salt Hill and such like sides, so we'll look forward to the next couple of weeks.
Morton, overall thoughts on that performance?
Disappointed with the result, but we couldn't fault the lads. They gave it everything. The reaction was good. We're trailing, I think, by 7 or 8. It's maybe 6 at the stage there at the second, and they fought back well, and all credit to the lads. They gave it their all.
The loss of Fenton O'Curry came across like to a massive read today. You were out of your long kickouts, you won 6 out of 18. How much of a loss to the group in general?
Fenton, look, he's brilliant. He's brilliant around the lads. He's doing the rehab at the moment, and a few setbacks, and obviously Denny O'Haley as well is another big loss around there, as well as Mike O'Connell. They're all big players for us, but hopefully we might see them later on.
Yeah, but an hour now in 2 weeks. Their point difference is +1. You're uneven now after that loss. How massive is it, in the Owen game to get second over that third place? Obviously, you've avoided the relegation scrap now, but to get that second place.
Oh yeah, the higher up you are, the better. So look, a lot of injuries there, a lot of bruised bodies, but they'll hopefully look after themselves in the next few weeks and hopefully have everyone available. But look, a few lads came in there. There was a first start for them at this level, and look, they gave their all and did their best. But look, it's a big game, and we know Aaron will, they put in impressive performances to date, so it's going to be a tough one.
By Galway and Carrick Strands, Johnny McGrath. Johnny, that was a super win today.
Yeah, good win now, in fairness. Just wanted to build on the win against Ballygar, try and put 2 back-to-back, so fairness we did that. Brilliant second half there by the lads. So,
and 2 back-to-back you have done. You've sealed, you have next week to seal top spot against Kilconnelly, but 2 points from 4 points from 4 games, is a great position to be, and to have 2 points ahead on everyone else, it must be something really satisfactory and something that you must have aimed for at the start of the year.
Yeah, definitely. We haven't really put two championship wins back-to-back now in a long time, so yeah, we're happy with that. Big game against Kilconnelly now in 2 weeks. We had a tight game with them last year, so I'm sure they'll be going for that, and they're off the back of a good win yesterday as well, in fairness. So.
As a defender, with these new rules, to only concede 1-8 as a team, that must be extremely satisfying. But even more satisfying, I must say, it took on Caharua 20 minutes to get their first goal and 25 to get their first from play. As a defensive 6, that must be superb for you to feel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're aiming for that hard work tackles. That's kind of what we're saying as a team as a whole. So try and get as many tackles as we can, and it'll bring us a long way to winning the game. So yeah, I didn't know it was 20 minutes, but yeah, that was brilliant, no fairness.
And especially around, you mentioned your tackles and physicality, but around midfield, obviously Stephen Lawless and Kevin Nagy and Keane McGoy, they're a great body to have around for under a kick out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're our main targets now, in fairness. They're playing well. They're making themselves available for kick outs as well, which is a big thing. And then it's up to the rest of us then to try and get on the breaks off them, because they'll do a good job.
In regards to yourself, you're really enjoying that attacking role that you're getting at wing back. It's a bit different from under Pádraig Joyce, but you're getting to go forward 2 points in the last 2 games, and you're able to set up scores as well. Also, it must be a nice also extra touch for you to have. You could be an option at wing back next year.
I don't know about that, but enjoying playing a 5 now at the minute. Getting up the pitch a small bit more. I suppose you're not as curtailed staying in the 3 back, so only getting a small bit more ball, and yeah, just trying to enjoy it.
And just finally, I think it has to be said, it must be a special feeling playing with Richie. Obviously, watching him grow up, obviously, you must be very proud of him, following your footsteps, playing with the Galway minors in the Galway 20s. But for him to get a goal today, and just in general to play alongside him, it must be great for you and the family too.
Yeah, it's great. He's not doing too bad at the minute, in fairness, 1-1 today, so yeah, nice to be playing alongside him.
And just one last thing, is there competition for top scorer? Is there a prize at home?
I don't know about that. It might be after today, I'm sure he'll have something to say about it, but not at the minute anyway.
Don't laugh this. To a lot of people, that was the shock of the championship, but after the impressive league he had, I believe that your group don't believe that's a big shock.
Yeah, well, I suppose we've been working all year. I don't really feel like there's any team that are out of range. And for me, it's always a very choppy championship. But no, I think everyone coming into nearly every game we come into is writing us off. And to be honest, that's not a bad way to be. We've done our work, and I believe we're well ready for any game that comes at us. And it's just taking it game by game now.
You had 6 points yourself this afternoon, but just the work rate that was unbelievable by your side today.
Yeah, no, there were some massive turnovers there. Like Shane Quirk, he was playing wing forward, number 11, or Liam Gormley, I think he was number 18 at cornerback. And it's those turnovers and really getting those that's big swings in a game like that on a hard day, in the prairie on a wet days. A turnover can mean the world.
The Clifton game now in 2 weeks, that's massive. They could top the group for you, and you could have that month off coming to the quarter final. How big of a game is that for this group now?
Yeah, well, again, Clifton are always a strong team. It's never easy wherever you have some, or whenever you get them. But again, we came up 2 years ago. We managed to stay up, and then it's been constantly building. It's brilliant to be in a position where we can actually contend to go and try and top a group as much as anything. Again, it's just a great way to let us try and drive on a bit and really push it.
On Spittle were finding their way back into the game coming to the second half, but then when you're 45 off short, but Thomas got the flick, I saw you point straight to him for the goal. You were delighted with that.
Yeah, no, that's one of those that I suppose just kind of a little bit of luck came our way there, but no, it's brilliant from Thomas. Again, on a day like that, nothing's going to go typical. You can't count on everything going exactly right, but it was that work, and it's just that bit of want. He wanted ahead of whoever was on him, and again, that bit of luck, and that goes a mile.
By Ryan Duffy after their win over at Clifton, it must be very satisfying.
Oh, absolutely. We're extremely disappointed as a group after the Minlaw game. Probably only played for 10 minutes. Lucky to come out with a draw, but that performance there was immensely satisfying.
Obviously, you got a couple of points there against Benlock in that game, and you were a catalyst for that comeback. But today, 1-4 for you. That must be really satisfying to come off of.
Yeah, look, I was more satisfied with the way we worked defensively, transitioned the ball forward. It's very easy just to be able to tap the ball over the bar when the ball is given into you, but the lads out the field did most of the work, and it's a simple game after that, really.
And it's doing most of the work. A lot of work was done by everyone on the pitch. Just for your goal, it was a great, well-worked team goal. Turned the ball over, and then obviously you were there, right man at the right time. I think it was Michael Fox who squared the ball into you. Just it must be more satisfying to get a lovely team goal like that and show off a lot of team character.
Absolutely. We've been working on that a lot in training, moving the ball to the hands fast, and you can see it just came straight into practice there, and just lucky to be at the end of it now more than anything.
And it shows, especially from, like you said, only playing for about 10 minutes against Menlaw to then putting in this dominant experience. There must be a real strength and unity in your Glenamady dressing room, and to be able to pull off that 10 minutes, and then obviously today, it must be such a huge confidence booster going into the game against Spittle.
Absolutely, yeah. We had a lot of self-reflecting to do after the Menlaw game. We're extremely satisfied with that performance there, and the main aim now for the next 2 weeks is getting the bodies right and putting in performance against Spittle.
And just to mention now, it was a great performance from your side today, but to finish things on a bit of a down note, there was, and your manager did mention it, Aidan Potter, there was a few poor shot selections. I think it was after you had a chance down the other side, and I think you put it over the bar, just narrowly over, but it seemed that you tried to work scores that weren't exactly on from 2-pointers and crazy angles. Is that something that you're going to have to tighten up against Spittle?
Yeah, we've been in training, we've said, and the managers have backed us fully, that if we have the win, we have the shooters there. Probably a few of them just in probably just lesser chances of scoring, but we'll look at that, we'll review it, and hopefully we'll work on that against Spittle.
Ryan, thank you. By Aidan Potter after their 10-point win over Clifton in round 2 of the Intermediate Football Championship. Aidan, you must be satisfied with that.
Oh, extremely satisfied. Really satisfied with our second half performance. I just thought we turned the ball over well. We kept them scoreless in the second half. We worked hard in defence. So you couldn't be but happy with that kind of a performance in the second half. Now, you know, we had loads of opportunity, I suppose, extra scoring. We probably kicked a few wides, we have stuff like that to look at. But as the second half performance goes, you know, knowing at half time that Clifton had to come out and win the game after Minlaw turned around and beaten Spittle, you know, so we knew that they'd come at us hard in the second half. So really happy with that performance. Can't be happy with it.
Just to mention as well, it seemed at times in the second half early on there was a goal chance that was missed down just a couple of minutes in. It seemed to me that there was frustrating in shot selection. There were a couple of wild 2-point shots taken and others from crazy angles. Is that something that you'll have to tighten up against Spittle?
Yeah, we'll have to, I suppose. I mean, we had said at half time to the lads, you know, if you have a bit of a breeze at your back, if you want to take a shot on, put it dead, you know, and don't give them a chance to build from the back as much. But it's stuff to work on, you know. We had goal chances that we just probably didn't take. The shot selection, as you said, is probably a big thing that we have to move on and work on over the next week or two, you know.
And you mentioned not letting them build out from the back. The kickouts today are your own and Clifton's. You seem to operate so well around. I think everyone chipped in. There wasn't the one man standing out catching every ball. Everybody chipped in, put pressure on, and you managed to get a lot of turnovers off the kickouts. And you managed to keep Clifton backed into their own half for long periods in the first half and the second half.
Yeah, I mean, some days you get those. I mean, against Minlaw we didn't win as many breaking balls. I just think today, you know, we worked on that. We won the breaking ball. You know, that second ball is an important ball to win. And the way the game has gone, it's very hard to catch a clean ball out in the middle. You know, so it's all about winning the breaks. And I just think today we did well on that. You know, I'm happy with that and how that went. So there's always improvements. You always want more. But, you know, as it went today, it worked out for us.
And just to mention, you mentioned about the Menlock game a couple of times there. It must be such a confidence booster from obviously coming back from that. That last 10 minutes must have been a great boost for you to being 8 points down and coming back from that. But then not only to back that up today and to provide another dominant 60 minutes nearly. That must be really satisfying for you and your side.
Yeah, it is extremely. You know, I mean, when we analyse the Minlaw game and we look back on it, we had loads of possession in the first half. It was our shot selection and our decision making, poor passing that cost us, and that kept Minlaw in the game. We conceded 2 goals there, you know, and then we didn't really play. We didn't win the breaking ball, so we had a lot to work on. And I just thought, you know, coming out here today, I said if it takes us 50 minutes to get going again, we'll be better again. You know, today, you know, come out without a result. So we had to work hard from the beginning today. Shot selection was important, as I said. So you know, yeah, it was just we were disappointed how we played against Minlaw. We knew we were better than that. We were lucky, I suppose, to come out of Ballinasloe being 8 points down with 10 minutes to go. We were lucky to come out of Ballinasloe with a point in the end. We're happy with that now at this stage, you know.